Everyone around you is unraveling. Voices rising, tears falling, hands shaking, the air thick with panic. And there you are, right in the center of it all. Voice steady, breathing even, fixing what's broken, soothing what's raw, handing out calm like it's the most natural thing in the world. Your heart is slamming against your ribs so hard it hurts, but your face doesn't move. Not a flicker, not a tremor. You've done this 1,000 times before. UVA becomes so good at being the calm that no one notices you, re-drowning in slow motion. They lean on you, thank you, call you strong, while something inside quietly sighs. Have you ever wondered why real peace still feels like a foreign language? Because what you mastered wasn't peace. It was containment, and you've worn it so long you forgot there was ever anything underneath. You absorb every wave of their panic and never let a single drop spill from you. You listen to their breakdowns for hours, nodding, holding space, offering the perfect words while your own throat closes. You apologize for needing 5 minutes alone. You say I am fine with such quiet certainty that even you start to believe the lie. You feel their chaos like it's happening inside your own skin. Yet somehow, you're the only one who stays dry. You became fluent in every emotion except your own. You could name their grief in 12 languages, map their rage like a cartographer. But when someone gently asks how you are, the sentence dissolves before it reaches your tongue. You've spent years being the thermostat for every room, silently lowering yourself so no one else overheats. No one ever thinks to ask what it costs you to keep the entire building from catching fire. Your nervous system never unlearned the equation. Big emotion equals threat. Psychologists call this adaptive inhibition taken to its highest form, a seamless fusion of freeze and fawn that looks, from the outside, like effortless serenity. When the room spikes into chaos, most bodies surge or collapse. Yours does neither. It simply suspends animation on the surface, while every internal scanner lights up, calculating exactly which version of you will lower the collective temperature fastest. Your vagus nerve built the smoothest brake in existence. You press it so gently no one hears the metal scream. Science shows prolonged emotional suppression reshapes the polyvagal circuitry. The pathways that once kept you safe, now keep you off. ForLive.com became your resting state, not because you have less feeling, but because you have more. Too much to risk letting it move. That's why your pulse considered 50, while your soul is sprinting. That's why kindness aimed directly at you feels dangerous. You didn't choose numbness. You chose survival, and you never got the memo that the war ended. This shows up as exhaustion that sleep never fixes, a low hum under your ribs that no vacation silences. You wake up already tired because you never fully unclenched. You fall into relationships that feel like emergency rooms. People bleeding emotion everywhere, and you the only one who knows how to apply pressure. Stitch quietly, walk away spotless while your own wound festers unseen. You only feel alive when someone else is in crisis. Because crisis is the one place your nervous system recognizes as normal. The hidden cost is a body that forgot how to cry, and a heart that forgot how to ask. You're praised as chill, mature, the rock, while inside you're screaming in a frequency no one tuned for. Tension lives permanently in your jaw, your shoulders, the base of your skull. You collapse without warning into blank. Heady days you label laziness because grief feels too dramatic for someone who never raises their voice. And the cruelest part, you start believing you only matter when others are falling apart. Without chaos to manage, you feel transparent. Your worth fused to your usefulness in someone else's storm. Your calm was never weakness. It was mastery. You became the safest place in every room, because no one else could be. You learned to lower the temperature of entire systems before most people learn to lower their own voice. That is not absence of feeling. That is precision control born from necessity. Your stillness is not empty. It is the only container strong enough to hold everything you were never allowed to express. This wasn't avoidance. This was strategy. This was love in its most disciplined, sacrificial form. You chose the collective nervous system over your own heartbeat, again and again, until it became automatic. And the real tragedy is that no one ever made you feel safe enough to put the armor down. Your calm is not the absence of fire. It is the containment of an entire ocean. You didn't learn to feel nothing. You learned to feel everything and still stand. Most people see stillness and think emptiness. They've never met a volcano that chose the village over its own eruption. That's you. A lifetime of swallowing tsunamis so no one else had to learn how to swim. You're not cold. You're depth with the surface frozen for protection. You're not emotionless. You rear a cathedral of unsaid things so vast it would flood cities if the doors ever opened all at once. Your quiet is not smallness. It is controlled magnitude. You are not broken. You are becoming uncontained. And the world has no idea what happens when someone who spent decades holding back the tide finally decides they are allowed to take up space. You get to shake now. You get to let your voice crack, your hands tremble, your tears fall without a single apology. You get to say "I'm not okay" and mean it, out loud, to someone who stays. It's safe to feel. The danger is over. Your body kept the score, and now it gets to unclench. One breath at a time. Start small. One honest sentence to one safe person. One tear you don't wipe away too fast. One night you let the wave come without timing it or silencing it. You don't have to explode to heal. You only have to begin thawing. The rest follows. You're not emotionless. You're becoming and the calm you were forced to wear like armor is finally allowed to melt into the deepest peace you've ever known.